It is cold here in Katowice, but NiP versus North will be hot under the collar, knowing this is their last chance, their last opportunity to secure a chance to battle for the trophy. It's the Spodek that lies tomorrow, and the winner of this best of three will secure themselves an opportunity to meet that crowd once more. A crowd every player yearns for, whether they're here or whether they're sitting at the desk, because I have one of them with me. It's, of course, Adam Freiberg, Chad Birchall as well. You've seen what that crowd is capable of, and it's definitely something that makes playing for this best of three all the more hungry for it.
They get nice and loud. They love their CS here in Poland, and especially Katowice. Had some good memories here over the last couple of years.
I remember when we were on the analyst desk, the crowd was cheering and stomping so much that our little balcony structure started shaking. That was enjoyable.
Yeah, don't call OK Health and Safety, but we're all good.
Yeah, I mean, you could feel the cheering.
We're here today.
Yeah, we're alive.
Bad memories from here.
No, all of them?
Well, I mean, the crowd has always been amazing.
The pierogies, maybe?
We have lost 2 major finals here.
Yeah.
So
That's
2 second
hurt.
places, but in the, against Fnatic, which we lost in 2015, we had the crowd with us.
The
and
crowd
that was awesome.
Doesn't it just feel amazing?
Absolutely.
I don't know what that feels like. I'll never get to know what that feels
I'm
like.
with
It's
you,
it's a very exclusive feeling. So you've got that feeling of a whole crowd yearning for you to win. That must be crazy. And right now, I'm sure you can tweet at your teams and, of course, with the hashtag IEM to let you know you want to win. That was a really bad segue, but we're going to run with it anyway. Social media is important, Chad. Let's talk about this one. NiP versus North. Lower bracket, round 3, they've survived to this point. When you thrust into the lower bracket as early as the NiP boys are, you play a lot of Counter-Strike to get here, Chad.
They got a warm-up match against Order after they lost to North in the first best-of-1 round. But in the best-of-1, they looked flat even though they got those 10 rounds. It was just very confusing. It didn't feel like they had much direction. Obviously, both of these teams want to go with more structure, right? That's why they've made such drastic roster changes. The big question mark for NiP is, how is that going to pan out with an in-game leader who has never wanted to be an in-game leader in Dennis, right? And we got to see them go up against G2. That was just earlier today, right? They went all 3 maps, and that was a bit of a back and forth. I think that, look, they have a very well-rounded team in terms of roles. A lot of players can do a lot of things. You know, Forrest can do the rifling, the pistoling, the secondary AWPing. Same as Dennis. Both those players are fantastic at that. You've got Draken for the explosive AWPing. Then you've got Get Right, who's fantastic at clutching, the anchor player. And Rez is almost, I feel like, I know he's in more of an entry fragging role, but kind of a protege of Get Right. You know, he's actually taken some spots that Get Right would previously have played on the CT sides. It's kind of, it's an interesting mix.
Honestly, I don't think people realize Adam's actually a bit of a Rez fanboy. Every time this guy hits a shot, you're praising his aim. You think he's really got true potential that can be unlocked in this team.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, who better players to play with than Forrest and Get Right, right? I mean, I remember because I was also kind of like him in his position when I joined him NiP in 2012, and he will play with so experienced players. Even Dennis coming in now has a lot of years in his back. So, I mean, Rez, the aim that he has, I would say it's one of the best players in the world, like just pure aim-wise.
Just from the mechanics of putting a crosshair on a head.
Yeah. I mean, of course, he has some time that he will need to become like a very good clutcher, very good, like, you know, everything that it will come with time. But he has very good players to play with, and he's getting the chance now to maybe even make it to the Spodek, and just like experiences like that, you know, being able to play with on a crowd in front of a crowd, it's huge for a player like Rez.
I am trying to kind of brainstorm as well how these two teams intersect in terms of map pools. Chad, have you given this any thought? I mean, what did we see from the G2 game? We saw that they really didn't have a great time on Mirage.
They played Cash.
And they won Cash and Inferno.
So, look, Inferno will probably crop up here between these two teams.
Okay.
It seems to be North's go-to. And if you're the guys from NiP, you're probably banning Nuke, right? That's what it's looked like their permaban is at this point. It's likely that's going to come out here again, especially against North, a Danish team who likes to play that historically. So you don't want to take the risk going into this series. The picks is where it gets interesting, because we did see them fall flat on Mirage, which was their pick earlier in the tournament. So is that going to be something they want to go to again, especially with very explosive players? Mertz had a better time with the AWP in their second series. You know, he was actually able to get something done, as opposed to when they played against FaZe, and they just made him look foolish. So many mistakes.
Do you think they'd be willing to play Inferno again, even despite conceding it by quite a convincing margin?
I would say so, because it's a map that they've beaten a lot of, you know, decent teams on it.
Right.
So they beat Heroic on it, who, you know, they've had, I know Rubino is still new to that roster, but they still have that core 4. They've been more practiced than this new North roster. And then you look at the things of, they've beaten Na'Vi online, one of the best Inferno teams who we've seen in recent times. And the T side, MSL has come up with some really cool strategies, especially with that AXQ. He's got a little maneuver there that he likes to run over to that bomb site. Has some good timings as well. Obviously, in the matchup they had earlier in the tournament, it went the North won both pistols. So that's a big win condition.
Adam, Train has popped up. What do you reckon?
NiP picked Train against Order. And I was like, okay, I mean, it's fine. But Train has been I mean, it's a map where you can really use the double up. And as I talked about the desk previously, NiP have 4 players who could potentially pick up the op.
Sure.
They have Draken, and then they have like Forest who can pick it up. They have Dennis who could pick it up, and even Rest have seen upping, especially on Inferno. So, I mean, Train, yeah, sure. I mean, they've only been playing now for a week. We don't know what their strongest map will be.
No.
It seemingly seems to be Train that have been going well for them in practice at least, and maybe they felt confident beating Order on it, and I don't know. I mean, yeah.
I mean, it was Blast Pro Series the last time these guys played Train, and it was a 16-2 stomping. NiP knocked them out of the park.
Sure. I think
Dennis was there, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different, you know, with these rosters, because like we touched on with NiP, it's a whole new face to this team. Threat's gone, and obviously we've got Dennis coming in to replace Exist.
I didn't even consider the fact that North is barely the same team by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, no Cage and B, no Config. It's a completely different roster, and I should be ashamed of myself for mentioning that result. My bad. Overpass, though, is going to be the last one. We do see Cobble and Mirage waved by either side. And so with that said, we have our map pool. We have Inferno second. Looks like we'll be seeing Train first. I do always think the scary part of picking Train as your map picker with a system like this is you've just basically gifted them the CT side, right? You know you're going to be going for a T start. Isn't that must be intimidating when you know the game, so much is riding on this game?
If NiP are still going for the same principle as when I played there, they do like to play T-side in the best of 3, the first map, because as I said then, they can set the tempo, they can set the pace in the game.
We'll see how that tempo, what kind of tempo they come into this with. I mean, with such little time and with such little maps under their belt playing this, Chad, I assume you've got a bit more faith in North than that of the NiP.
Well, it's scary because this is a really big game for Mertz, and he's the only real AWPer on this team. You look at the rest of the guys, Valda, Kirby, MSO, AZ, none of these guys have really ever picked it up.
Yeah, and let's find out how it does go down then. Train will be our first. NiP versus North. 1 spot left in the playoffs. 1 spot left tomorrow. All other games are either going down or are happening right here on the A stream. NiP versus North. Let's get into it.
Into it we shall. NiP with Dennis. It's an exciting prospect, and there's been lots of changes on the North camp as well. No longer with Jisk, no longer with Config. Nearly lost out to Heroic earlier, but they look to be on the rise with Kiari coming back over from Astralis and Mertz joining it.
Well, here we go then. 5 sets of armor for the CT forces. They'll be pushing aggressively towards the inside area, but it's an outside push from NiP, so this has gone horribly wrong for North. The bomb's planted already. Can they recover from this one? I'm not so sure. Rez opens things up with a nice block headshot there towards the new signing. The AWPer Mertz will be dropped, and Get Right to find potentially 2 here. Can't quite get the second kill, but still puts him in good stead to pick up this pistol.
Kiari getting the shot back onto Get Right. Ticking. No kits up on the 3 players remaining for North. Rez is going to follow and find Valda. Remember, Dennis is normally extremely solid on pistols. He's yet to contribute. Okay, no, he won't, because doing damage is Draken too easy. Dennis will get the lineup. Forrest actually gets the shot instead. Electing not to go for the peak. Kiari's going to try and get something on the exit against the aforementioned player, but good luck, my friend. Dennis will go down to the bomb surely. He does, but it doesn't matter. NiP take round number 1.
Dennis has finished things off there. Polar opposites in terms of the approach from either team there. It was North with the full inside push, and NiP rushing outside. They got the bomb down, ready frags exchange. Good positions to be set up for the retake there. Get Right watching towards Pop Dog. Reds had already opened things up towards Ivy. Round goes in favor of NiP. I would say that the favorites in this particular best of 3, just to set the scene for you. It will be the winner of this game to find themselves in the quarterfinals, and the loser will be out of the tournament. So, Mertz with the scouts. Watch out for him, a very erratic, fast-paced AWPer. Hasn't got much experience at the top end of the scene, but he's making a name for himself in terms of his aggression and his flick shots. Will there be enough here on the very AWP-centric D-Train? We will find out. 5 versus 3 for now, though, as 2 players drop for the North side. Inside control here. Forrest spamming the boxes there, making sure no one is behind them. 1 more player waiting inside, and that's going to be Kiabi. As Matt mentioned, fresh from Astralis, he now finds himself in the North squad.
Shot from successful to take out Draken. KRP, but Forrest is going to add to that as he takes down Mertz. Bomb planted, AZ 1 versus 4, and Dennis just going to watch out with the AK-47. Molotov to ensure that no one will work back through Z connector. And another round going the way of the Ninjas, who I still wish would wear their onesies on stage.
They will do, maybe one day.
Don't know, I'm not convinced.
Easy, we're going to do anything with this one. 4 players survive for NiP, 2 quick kills. And there was them to plant towards inside. They're going to find the 3-0 almost certainly now. AZ will save the CZ. And the body armor he currently pushes towards Ivy and Sits behind the dumpsters here. Never do much of that apart from save the pistol. 3 AK save for NiP, and including Get Right's UMP of 8 HP. As the bomb explodes, so far so good. As the fist bumps come in, has to be the full eco now. Mertz presumably has more money than his teammates. He does indeed. 3K. Watch out for him. That battle between the rookies, Draken and Mertz. We'll be going toe-to-toe with the AWPs. Similar playstyles. Lots of flicks, lots of aggression. Could be quite an interesting battle.
We say rookie, but it's actually been a good period of time now that Dragon's been on an IP.
Sure.
But you're right, the lesser experienced players. As Get Right will work his way back through A main. In fact, he's already out A. They go for the stack on B, and welcoming that situation will be NiP going to the complete opposite side of the map. Forrest will plant the bomb. Everywhere the nooks and crannies, the alcoves are covered off. The bomb planted. A snake of CT players will go through the bathrooms. Only the one kill thus far. MSL, the man to go down. Not much going to change on that as well. Finally, Draken realizes where they are. He was looking to farm up some cash.
Not much cash to be found for CTs to survive here. They're trying to spam the walls there, not going to find anyone. Might as well deny any sort of kill reward for the terrorists. That's about it. 3-0 though for NiP. Not much of a bonus situation for them. He's saving 1 SMG into this round. Round number 4. There will be a buy available for North. Mertz with the AWP. That battle begins. Draken also got 1 no defuse kits on the CT side. I'm interested to see what MSL brings in terms of strategies on the CT side. Will he have mixed aggression? Will he have some set pieces on the CT side to try and find picks? Time will tell. MSL for now, though. Goes towards Pop Dog. He's going to have confrontation. Does he make a frag here? I don't think so. Down to 30 HP. Got tagged up by the AWP there. Will be finished off just yet.
MSL going forward inside of the site. Will play toward the E-box. Smoke on his right does give him a bit of movement between both entrances, but Rez is perfectly positioned. He wants to make sure the shot aligned, and it does. As Kirby goes down, it's MSL that's got in between them, however, so Forrest won't be expecting his presence. Rez responds. That could have been brilliant from MSL. It still is. They still had a backup plan, a fail-safe, as AZ gets the trade. So good call from MSL to make sure they took back some positions. There's still a man down, but they've got at least the pests gone for now. A riddance of rodents inside of the A site.
Get Right will be going inside here. This is a classic lurk play from him. I think we have an issue because Forrest
I'm hearing some typing.
Yeah. So we'll have a pause at the end of this round. For now, though, play continues. 3 versus 2, 35 seconds.
Interestingly, it's the 2 players that actually had the exchange, MSL who killed Forrest, that are now speaking in Dead Talk. Good language, that Dead Talk.
Indeed.
I think Dead Mouse speaks it. AZ. Got a good angle. HP for Get Right. It's going to put him down. Now this information as to where they are, but it's turning around and going the way of North as Volda will get the shot back on Dennis. Looking desperately for it was the op shot from Draken, but he cannot get the angle, and Volda wins it.
It was looking very good for NiP there. First couple of trades going in their favor. North, though, fighting back. It was a push from MSL. They only got 1, but it did throw a spanner in the NiP machine as they had to adjust, trade even more kills, but NiP only surviving through the economy at this point. They will have a full buy here. And remember, North win the previous round as 1 player alive, so they'll have scouts, UMPs. Do have a few M4s, but no kits. NiP know if they can win this. It's a harsh reset for the Danish squad. Clear to round number 5 here. Rez joins his teammates towards inside. This could be a set piece towards inner. Knowing the AWP's not likely. He didn't manage to pick one up in the end. He goes to go for a full execution towards inside. There's usually just 1 player there. This time maybe VoDs. He smokes a lower ramp. Will they push through it? Time will tell. They can flash and catch him. That would be great. We'll have a rotation from Kiabi at this point as all 5 commits.
Back as Rez lands on Kiarbi. Makes good for it. Sovs go deep. Rez will spray as best he can, but it's Get Right instead that's going to slip back toward the smoke, and he wants to try and find through. The bomb's planted. He's got everyone in front. In fact, he's pretty much shaking hands with them, and somehow gets away, and so too does his intended victims. But AZ will now work the high side. Catwalk and spot down to find Rez. Good position. Goes immediately toward the bomb defender, or the man who sits on top of where it was planted, and Draken, Get Right, still survives until now. And the retake is going to have to be exactly halted because they don't have kits, so they get kills, but they won't get the round. Forest knows it already. They're going to try and get onto it. MSL can't even hold the 10 seconds. He realizes it. No point in even being there. And in fact, everyone will go down except for Mertz.
He does manage to save the AWP, so that is something, but the round goes against them. MSL, try as he might, can't close out the round. So, Mertz, with the AWP, they can force around this if they so wish. Could be the opening of something quite disastrous, though. They might just get Deagles instead. Yes, AZ, MSL, Valda, including KRB as well, will get some body armor. That's quite usual for him. He does like to overinvest sometimes. Mertz, if ever there was a time to shine, this would be it. AWP in hand. Go towards the RB position, flashbangs through.
Shot onto AZ Mertz.
Oh!
What a shot to get Rez. Goes back out into the smoke. Dennis is going to get away, but only just. As Mertz falls back down the lane at Ivy as well. He'll play off Kiarbi, who's going to now protect the position, but he's got right Draken and Forrest that are all slowly heading surely toward Valda at B, and just the Deagle, it can't land. He's already forced off the angle with 31 HP remaining. Mertz has at least relocated that AWP to B side.
Yeah, but the smoke will come down, and he'll still get a kill here. I'd imagine he hits Draken, not quite then. He's going to set Valda up, potentially. Mertz does reposition. They've got to cross all the site still. He'll be tagged up, down to his 48 HP. Valda can't find the headshot with the Deagle, and that could be the round there. Mertz will have one more chance to try and shut this down, I'd imagine. 4 versus 3. Remember, no kits once again. Kiarbi has found an AK.
MSL up, does spot Dennis backing off the train. And Draken tries to do what he can. Mertz as quick as ever with the AWP. They might have enough in this, you know. No kits, unfortunately, again, the same situation, but kills enough.
I don't know what NiP are doing. Why are they just facing so much?
And the round stolen back after a saved op does a lot of the work. Mertz with 3. You're right, there's no need for that, especially when they don't have kits. They didn't have time on their side.
Well, there we go. 1 AWP is all it takes. I did say it could have some massive impact there. Mertz destroyed Heroic earlier today, plus 17 kill to death ratio. Not too bad. He shows us how flashy he can be with that particular weapon. Good shot with the AWP through the smoke, finds the headshot, finds a few more as the terrorists push down, and everyone just challenges him before they even touch the bomb. NiP started to show some of their old calling cards in terms of mistakes made. And CZs will come out, Deagles as well, a couple of AKs. AWP towards the connector right now, firing off shots. It looks like an inside rush going right down the lower ramp. Valda is going to have an absolute field there with the first kill. Can he find anything more? He can't, but he does do significant damage. Mertz through the smoke once again, takes down Forrest.
Mertz, good movement, gets back out. They talked about his aggression, and he certainly is showing that he's poised for battle. As Draken finds himself in a 1 versus 4, North recovering. Another situation as was our last match that they're through, the loser gone. As MSL takes out Draken, we get a 1 round difference between our 2 teams early on map 1. Train, we don't see Train early on in series anymore, it seems.
Not as much, especially the first map, but this is where it's led us to. It's looking very sharp. It's the first time I've ever casted him. I've heard a lot about him, seen the clips, and so far so good for him. It seems solid. And a break will come through for Eco. They finally whistled down the bankroll of NiP. Just have Glocks and 1 PT-50, nothing to bring to the round. As KRB will find the first couple. They try to get down towards the Pop Dog, but hit by an AK-47. Double spray down, make it a 3rd, and that's going to be the round. No bomb plan today.
Still waiting to see if there will be anyone up top the ladder, but Draken has backed off. Not really much he's going to be able to do in terms of executing in that position. You need utility, as we often see. Double drop hasn't worked out, and with pistols, certainly it wouldn't, as Kiarbi gets kill into Draken, and Mertz to follow on Forrest, so he's adding to his total. AWP, CT side, and he's up to 8 kills with it on the 9th round, so a kill around average.
Not too bad. Here's the initial picks from Kiabi. It's the double spray down. And lovely work towards the main entrance as well. 4-4, round number 9. No orb for the NiP side, but still absolutely fine. It's a very CT-sided map, and 4-4 bodes well for them going forward. Mertz shutting them down in the last few rounds. They'll go towards Ivy once again. Smooths out. There's even a flashbang to hold them at bay. Dennis, the new in-game leader for NiP, exists finally removed from the initial 5. And Mertz takes down Get Right at the very start once again. He's completely dismantling this NiP side. Goes towards the lower round. That shotgun-style orb hasn't really missed a shot as of yet.
Dennis will re-smoke Ivy. Dragon has Mertz down. That's substantial for NiP early. We know what a problem he's been for them as Draken and Dennis are going to work together. Kiabi, top red's got his eyes up on that position, but smoke means he won't be able to do anything with it. And as such, excuse me, top green, he's forced off the angle of the sandwich, and that's exactly what Rez wants as he continues to slide in behind his victim, or intended victim. He's going to go all the way to the side. Doesn't matter, Kiabi going. He'll go through the middle of the bomb train as well, which means the swinging MSL runs into Dennis instead, and it's on to VoDs. Great play from NiP.
The bomb's down, though, in that position. If he can time this correctly, he'll spot the bomb.
Good point, actually. He's definitely heard Dennis, and he's going to strike at least for one. They have no idea. They think this is completely clear. This is at least a 2, maybe even 3, as he gets them both, and suddenly the bomb can't be planted. 13 seconds. VoDs could steal this. There's 11 seconds. Molotov's going to go onto the train. Thankfully, the bomb gets planted, but it's a one-on-one. Not even, excuse me. Draken's gone. I thought there was still one up. That's remarkable. What a play from VoDs.
What a blunder from NiP. It's embarrassing. Oh dear, yeah, great positioning from VoDs, but the fact they've left the bomb there, that amount of time, got to go back and get it, and that's going to be demoralizing. That round was everything. That was done. They were looking so confident there. Everyone's running around. Bomb's not safe. He's just running up with 10 seconds. A lot of panic going on. Perfect incendiary, and that finishes things off, and that's going to be red faces all round for NiP. It's the kind of round that tilts you off the face of the planet. Well, there we go. 5-4. North take the lead. So he didn't spot the bomb, but he heard all the footsteps as he walked around the corner. Spots all 3 players before he pulls the trigger. Great discipline from VoDs. He's an excellent player. 8 kills for him now. NiP need to pull the socks up here. No utility for Forest. Little for Dennis and Rez. They have got 4 smokes in total. Galil in Get Right's hands. Maybe this is the beginning of the end for them, who knows. First map of our best of 3, the last game of the day. And we'll have to see whether they can do anything with this. Unlikely with this sort of buy, but you never know. They know if they can win this round, considering only 1 player survived from North. There's a chance it can work out. I was looking for these different stances from North. This time it's going to be 3 players towards Ivy, 2 of which will push. Flashbang comes in. We'll see if they can open things up. Flash is good, but Molotov down means they're going to be slightly stifled, but those nades do so much damage. But Draken comes out on top, but not for long. AZ double spray down. 4 versus 3. Rez Get Right. And Forest will have to see what they can do here. The bomb is down. And for now, we'll see if they can recover. VoDs, once again, looking to be a nuisance here. Catches Get Right jumping, but can't find the shots to actually take him down. 3 versus 3. A minute remaining. There's still utility, an ample supply for the North squad. 3 incendiaries, 2 smokes, and a flashbang. The all position for Mertz in towards the connector. Less than a minute remaining now, and Get Right hasn't actually got a weapon for now. He's only got a Glock. What has happened there? Has he forgotten to pick a weapon up? I must be wrong.
Nope, you are correct.
I don't understand. He'll get one now, I guess, so that's fine. I have no idea what happened to his weapon. He must have had one at the start of the round. He had a Galil, I think. Well, there we go. Finds the AK. He'll make his way towards Ivy. As they have 30 seconds now. In terms of his position, it's probably the worst place they could go. There's a smoke down, and AZ's ready and waiting, already 2 kills to his name. He knows if he spots anyone here. Oh my god, that timing is just absolutely perfect. Surely he burns one alive. Not quite. 2 versus 2. They'll come towards the bomb train now. AWP and MSL on the M4 to retake. Bomb planted safely, and now the retake really begins.
Mertz is going to slip all the way around behind him as well, and MSL already getting Forest means Rez 44 HP. Has no information in there. It is Mertz with exactly that angle, what he wanted by elongating the site, going all the way behind it. Makes North can get now their 6th round. This is NiP's map choice. Keep that in mind. So back to the VoD round. Talk about the pendulum switching and money being now broken down on the NiP side. They'll buy this round, obviously, but previously speaking, of course, it's significant because if they lose their map choice, we switch immediately onto Inferno.
Yeah, well, North are no strangers to this particular map, so it'll be a rough ride for them here. Round number 11 coming in, AK's out. We have already seen NiP today against G2. 1 out 2-1 in that series. See now if they can get going. I really feel like that disastrous 3 versus 1 is a comeback and horn them. They're the sort of team that's very emotionally invested. Players like Get Right can be heavily affected. He keeps going down first and was every single round as well. Really yet to find that great form of one of the most iconic players of Counter-Strike that we saw in the initial few years of CSGO. It's been a rough 18 months, I would say, for him as a player. As NiP have dropped into obscurity, so is his individual play. As now it's the 5 versus 4. VoD opening pick. Seems to be warming up quite nicely here. Mertz still in the AWP. And NiP now will be splitting the outside bomb site, but they're going to be smoked out once again. AZ just doing such great work with the utility. Dennis and Draken have no choice but to fall back and join their teammates here. Forrest with the bomb on his back. Instead if he's thrown. In terms of that, they've still got 3 incendiaries, 2 smokes, loads of flashbangs, CTs. Doing an absolutely excellent job. And just holding out the bomb site. 1 by 1 they go. Where's the trade? Luckily, Forrest will run out. Presumably take that MSL here. Gives that to be enough.
Well, given that he had the nade out, he could certainly spot that, but it does segregate them slightly. So even though Draken wanted to go through, he took damage, and AZ stepping up for the task finds Dennis. Good shot from Forrest, but he still had a lot further to go. 7 rounds now for North, and the money, unfortunately, Henry, is still not amazing on the T side.
Not going to be. They're looking quite flat now here on Train. Might take a pause at this point. Remember, no coach behind them in the form of Threat anymore. It's Pitta, who actually led them to the major championship in 2014. So maybe that's why they bring him back. He was a player for a little bit. He joined COG as a coach, and then for reasons out of their control, he had to step in as a player.
For a period of time as well.
Yeah, for about 3 or 4 months. It was not a pretty sight, let me tell you. So back in the coaching role, he's in game leader of MSL. As he'll be talking to his teammates there. They've got Ave as their coach now. He's a 1.6 legend. I wasn't too impressed with that signing. I wasn't like, you can bring Counter-Strike minds in, but a coach for me has to be someone who's really kind of on point with the tactics of CSGO. He's never played it professionally. He hasn't even played CS competitively since about 2009. So sure, I get it. As far as I know, he wasn't a member of the CSGO scene at all. So maybe he's just there for the fundamentals of CS and keep the team strong. I have no idea. That's complete speculation. But it wasn't exciting me, the prospect of bringing someone who hasn't really been playing CSGO at all. Rush towards the Ivy, maybe a desperate one here as the CZs come gunning through. It will be Kiabi to try and spray a few down. AZ will strike first, and it looks like it's the absolute killing fields there. As Kiabi finds Dennis. Kiabi will also find Forrest. That was a bit of a partial buy from NiP, certainly not all in. They are going to find maximum loss bonus here. Remember, they got the pistol and the reset in round number 4. And now they're 8-4 down after that 1 versus 3 with VoD. They haven't really been able to do much at all. The all comes out for Draken again. 4 AK-47s. And Forrest will have the full amount of utility. Not the same story for Draken, though. And they need to start working things out right now. The defaults aren't finding the kills. Get Right's going down first almost every single time. We'll see if he can find anything here. As he'll go back towards inner. No change of stance, but there is an inside push, actually, from Mertz. We've heard about this aggression. Will it work out once again? Gerrard's about to walk into the crosshair, and once more, he is the victim of the opening pick. That's about 4 times in a row now.
That's going to tilt Get Right. We know what he's like in terms of emotions, but also look at Mertz just finding angle after angle to get aggressive, to get started. Second time we've seen it specifically from him as he went toward Ivy a few rounds back. It's still going to be NiP looking at the brown holes as a possible approach. And Mertz has fallen all the way back to Z connector so as to be dynamic and in a position in which he can go back outside if he's needed, but right now he's got a shooting gallery. Draken as well. Draken low on the ground, Forrest will follow. Won't be an ace because Mertz has died, and the two, they managed to get the bomb planted shortly at least.
Well, now the retake begins. Dennis at least waking up here for NiP. Mertz with a great job to kick things off, but they still have a chance in this round. Dennis knows he has to fight here, can't allow them to get any closer to the bomb site. They're both very low HP. Grenades starting to rain in, and Rez up close and personal, trying to push through this smoke. It's one of these plays that has to come through them for them to even stand a chance here. Dennis now close range AWP. Will it be enough? There's the first. He is looking for 4 kills here. Kiabi just needs 1 bullet in his general direction, and that will be enough to take Dennis down, but the bomb is ticking now. Not really much to play with. I think Dennis might have done enough here. How have they managed to win this round? I have no idea. He plays it perfectly, and that's going to be it. Well played by Dennis. Excellent round. NiP probably didn't deserve it, but Dennis certainly did.
Yeah, Dennis stole that back as soon as he got the op. The dead op of Draken in his hands, he made perfect work and perfect strides to get the kills they needed. Look at this again, Mertz so far up. Get Right's just checking. Even considering it at this point is surprising. That's how aggressive he's been, but this is where it all fell apart as well.
Yeah, so that's 5-on-2 at that point. Mertz should have single-handedly won the round, but apparently not. Dennis showing why he was brought in to replace Exist. He brings a ton of firepower. He is the in-game leader. He's only done that, to my knowledge, when he was part of the Kingwin roster, which then became FaZe, but seems to be doing a good job so far. 8-5, VoDs once again pushing inside, trying to find Get Right. Seems to be a great pick at the start of each round, but Draken this time wise to it. He'll take down VoDs. Mertz has got full control of the Ivy position, and they'll adjust towards it. The bomb's still making its way over, though. In terms of the CT's defense towards it, will be MSL on top of the bomb train. AZ watching the little ramp above the smoke. I love this setup. I think that on top of the bomb site is very smart. It's great to shut down the upper ramp, but you are quite vulnerable to certain positions. Execution coming in, but there is a player behind him. Kiabi is behind everyone at the lower ramp. He's going to find 2. The bomb goes down. Another absolute disaster for NiP as he finds the bomb as well. They have to bail out and go recovery mode right now as they just leave another massive open part of the map, and Mertz will hit yet another shot. I'm yet to see him miss.
No, he's been remarkable. He's 14 and 6. I was going to say 5. As Draken gets the shot back, there's still a chance for him to get this bomb down and maybe do something with the round. Keep in mind, if NiP falls short on this round, they'll be back to pistols yet again. So, all on Draken, no pressure. 3 kills already, looking for an ace to win it as MSL goes hunting. May have just spotted his feet.
Yeah, definitely did. 2 versus 1. Draken needs the ace to close this one out. Bomb ticking away, though. He has got that working in his favor. That Molotov wasn't exactly the smartest thrown, but the flashbang is much better. AZ will get the full defuse. He actually offers it up to the in-game leader, given the points on the scoreboard. He used to get +3 in the points of the source. He used to get 3 frags for defusing the bomb at the end of the round.
Which didn't make any sense, but no, fair play.
It helped pad stats, though. It helped those 40 bombs.
That's true, yeah. If you just diffused every round for like the half.
Yeah, one of the bomb. Loads of, if the bomb went off, he also got 3 frags. 9-5 though, North looking very convincing here. Remember the 3-0 start for NiP, and their money is in the bin in the first half here. Deagles, CZs, AK-47s. And this is it. They are not looking convincing yet. North looking at a much better squad. Their AWP is completely on point. VoDs winning huge clutches. The only gun round they've won so far is when Dennis got a 4K of the AWP in a round they should have lost. That was 5 versus 2.
Watch Kiabi's position. Oh, it's out of the smoke. I thought he was going to push behind them. He takes the better decision of going around, but low HP. He's found by Draken. Himself finally gets things under control. Again, NiP would have lost money in the last round, and they bring in Draken's AK only to this particular fight. Forrest, Dennis, all finding kills, falling apart quickly, or is it Vol to the man who saved it last time in a 1 versus 3 that ultimately tipped the scales in the half? Might be the one to get them on double digits before it's over, as he's gotten 2 already. He now controls the fact that the bomb is down beside the train, and I'm pretty sure, definitely is that time he peeks, he's aware of it. So all pressure back to NiP in a rotation all the way around from Dennis to get closer to Rez. Dennis at least has an M4 picked up. VoDs made noise. That wasn't really what he was intending to do.
Well then, Valda has somewhat of an advantage with the bomb in front of him. If he can just make this a 1 versus 1, he probably wins. He knows they're a little bit scared. They don't want to make the next move, but Dennis was forced to. Valda, like we said, if he gets his advantage, he probably wins the round. Rez does find a rifle. Finally, can he get the shot? Oh, he just about wins the round there. Not a comfortable 9-6 there for NiP. And they get the win the pistol. They got 4-1, a full reset as well. I feel like North are going to run away with this. NiP just don't seem ready. I'll look at the scoreboard quickly before we go to the break. Get Right's on 2 and 13. He really needs to step into this game if NiP have any chance to make a dent in this best of 3. Can they do it? We'll have to find out after the break. Do not go anywhere.
Intel Extreme Masters.
The group stages of the Intel Extreme Masters are coming to an end, and so too is one of these players' run, because one of these teams heading home. Draken versus Mertz. Mertz has been very impressive. The kills are similar, but it's rather obvious which one's having more success in the server. 14 and 7 for Mertz, and the ADR 194 would be a lot.
It's the sniper kills we really want to look at. It's him with 13 of those, and Draken with 8. It's not bad, but overall, Mertz, I don't think I missed him. I didn't see him miss a single shot there the entire half. He looked electric, I have to say. He is impressing me for someone that hasn't really played at this level ever. He came from the North Academy team, and just showing that system really can work if done properly. We'll go into the second half. 9-6, the scoreline suggests it was a closer game than it actually was, but NiP winning the pistol and getting the full reset as well. They got a 4-1 lead. And then when the gun runs really began, that's when North looked like the much better squad. We'll see if NiP can find equal success here in the second half as they get into it. A CZ for Rez. Remember, Get Right finished the half on 2 kills, 13 deaths. He really has looked off the pace of the rest of his team in the last few months. We'll see if he can recover here. And the smokes are deployed. KRB out. And it's a fast approach. 3 players at Ivy, and the CT is trying to find any sort of damage they can, but Forest gets absolutely nothing. They're coming through like a herd of raging bulls. Draken and Rez will get at least a couple of frags here. That's an excellent shot from Draken.
Certainly is. Not to be outdone, Volder will get one back on Dennis, but not quite the same style. Certainly still gives a fighting chance to North to find a 10th round. Rez will not allow that. KRB goes down, and it's NiP of the CT win. Again, their map choice, so exactly what they need to potentially pull themselves back in it.
Both pistol victories go towards the Swedish side on the server. And will be Deagles purchased, a forced buy here with no bomb going down. 5 Deagles, Mertz with no armor. He wants to save the money for Orb. Oh, apparently not. He will be going all in as well. So, will the deadly Danish Deagles be able to find anything at all here at the very start? We'll find out. In terms of the setup on the CT side, 2 for Masses, and then 4 MP9 and the UMP. Nothing really given away at the very start. The problem with the force buy here is when you get the Deagle and armor, that's pretty much all your cash. Players with kills can get a bit of utility. You can see 1 smoke and a flashbang for VoDs. They won't be committing just yet. Just going to be filling the map out in a default and seeing what kind of weaponry they're up against. Is it all rifles? Is it an SMG anywhere? Is there somewhere we could potentially penetrate? Bomb still done T-spawn, so they'll be doing this for a little while. CTs will have at least 1 player in the pop dog. That's going to be Dennis. He's got the MP9. This is a very slow-paced round from North, trying to bleed out the utility the CTs have at the very start. Just to know, Get Right has got the kit. I doubt the bomb will be planted. If this is one, it'll probably be through quick and fast Deagle headshots or a complete denial as the rifles come out on top.
It's the M4 for Draken. It's interesting in itself, given that he's the AWP player. Doesn't go for an SMG to build up bank, but they need rounds. Side of the E-box, still managing to get the shots in. Finds 2, but look at the Deagles go. Forrest goes down. So Dude is res after his kills. Thankfully, Dennis rotates back in with the MP9, and Get Right will hold true against Gabby. You mentioned it, Get Right really needing to improve that scoreline. So getting 2 kills to close the round.
Yeah, we'll bring him up to, I think,
4
5
total? 5, okay.
No, 4-14, you're right. And it will be the full eco now for North. Got a couple of kills out of that one, but no bomb planted. I didn't think that was going to be possible at the utility. Any chance they'll have of that is all the smoke's down and plant within it. They're not going to shut down the rifles that easily. Glocks across the board here. Mertz is going to be limited. He's actually got the least amount of money on his team. Not really sure why he would buy armor, considering he needs that AWP, I think. I haven't seen his rifle yet. He hasn't actually had one. He's just had an AWP the entire half. So maybe he can recover. Time will tell. For now, though, Forrest just with the USP. Obviously has the 1-shot potential. Just wanted to make sure he doesn't waste any money here. And MSL finds himself in a spot of bother. Through the smoke, Draken finds him. A little bit of help from Get Right there. Now Forrest will show us whether he can actually find some kills there. Takes a ding to the face. Now he'll need to rely on Dennis. This could start to fall apart here. Remember, Forrest only with the pistol. Get 1, but it looks like it's absolutely fine. Just key RB remaining in Draken. Also in a bit of a troublesome position, but Get Right saves him there. Finds his 5th frag, and the AWP just not a thing for North at this stage. After going all in, we're all tied up at 9-9. Both pistols for NiP, both of them converted to 3-0s. And he's pretty good. Draken gets the AWP. He's got 18 kills right now. Rez, 17. The young guns of NiP doing work.
Doing work indeed at 9-9. So we see if Draken's AWP is that as good as Mertz. Obviously their stats were similar, but you pointed it out, very different in sniper kills. Get Right gets caught out inside of a smoke, a little bit lost, manages to get away. Thankfully no gap behind it, meaning that he could have been wrapped upon. As he goes back up though, he's gonna get on the ledge, and that's gonna catch him out. Thank you for the bomb, thank you for the AK. And may overstay his welcome, because VoDs goes around behind him and takes him down after dropping in from upper. Forrest needs to make amends. He's the last one alive, surprisingly, in this, after what looked like, at least the way we viewed it, a great start from NiP. It was actually evenly traded behind where Get Right was playing.
Oh, this will be a desperate attempt on Forrest there. Nice idea, but obviously makes a lot of noise. Mertz hears him, jumps up, and he finds a kill with the AK. 2 players survive. Good round there from North. Get Right could have probably caused a lot more damage there, preferring to fall back. Even though there's a smoke down there, obviously it's a straight line, a very narrow choke point. They can just spray an AK without really aiming there and find kill towards him. There'll be a timeout for North now to work out the money. What does NiP got? They've got tons of it. They've got double AWP set up here. Forrest, no strangers to the sniper rifle, who bring out the dual AWP with Draken. This will be their last buy, though, as North take the lead, 10-9. Not for them on the T side just yet. Both teams pretty equally invested into this one. Whoever loses this will certainly be on an eco. Big round and indicative as to where this map is heading. Remember, this is NiP's pick. Whether their CT side will look better, we'll find out. They have won both pistols, remember, 6 rounds for those pistol victories. And pause comes in. Draken glass cannon. Forest no helmet, that's not a big deal against the AKs. No armor at all. It's actually not a massive issue on train. Very long range map, and if you play it correctly, you don't have to take any nades at all.
Underway again, North to run to the brown halls quickly. Get right will play up close. Forest will complement the as mentioned. It's Dennis that's going to rotate over early, so it won't be a second op toward B. At least not if they head in. It'll be rifle range. Get right will back off accordingly this time. So quick to get to the halls, but then slowed down considerably from North.
It's going to be a full execution. North will be dropping all the smokes, the Molotovs, the flashbangs. Going as an organized squad. They've got nothing on the other side of the map. They can't afford to go backward. They have no idea of his presence towards that pop dog. It's too much of a risk to throw 3 or 4 players down there. They all go down the lower ramp. Dennis and Get Right to receive. Draken misses a sitter. Get Right finds nothing with his M4 spray. And Dennis, the last line of defense here, he needs to push up the upper ramp, but Mertz just takes him down. This is disastrous for NiP. They've got nothing done at all, just missed shots across the board. Get Right couldn't even find much damage at all there. 3 players drops and now 2 to save. Forest can't even attempt the retake there. As I said, the money will be completely broken for them. They get $1,400 into the next round. They can afford to hunt these last 2 players. They're not even towards the Ivy right now. Best chance scenario is AZ comes at Ivy and finds them both on the outside bomb train. Rez will try his best here.
That reveals where they are with Forrest getting Volda down, still holding the angle, but will he be ready for MSL to slide up behind him? Rez is not watching this at an op at hitch. It's a very tight position. He is in the corner, which means he could have fired it and had it lined up, but down they both go as MSL's the only one to fall. 11-9 and $1,900 only for NiP.
Nothing at all. NiP in a really rough position now. They'll get $2,400 into the next round. That means no AWPs and train. That means FAMASs, M4s, depending on which players want utility. No defuse kits almost guaranteed, and MSL reads it quite nicely, brings out the MAC-10. And number 21, North take quite a promising lead at this point, 12-9. Pretty much guaranteed. Molotov's in towards the B-bomb site, Kiabi. Holds towards main.
So it's the Hitman strategy. No helmet, no armor, silenced USP.
It's pretty good. Need a shaved head, though.
Win the round. There's a few people in the esports industry that have them. No one on NiP, full heads of hair everywhere.
It's true.
So it's not the Hitman strategy. I apologize. It's Volda, Garby, Volda, Mertz. Give me one more. That's all we need. Mertz again. Get the kills. Pretty straightforward against the pistols. Nothing that NiP could do considerable damage, I suppose, but that doesn't really account for much. And 12-9, NiP will bring back out rifles. Get Right will go onto a rifle, I presume, as well. They're all on M4s, no AWP, which is a problem for Draken.
Round 22. Like I said, the buy will be desperate. They do get the rifles, but look, no kits, no incendiaries up against a fully equipped North. MSL's got the MAC-10, and that's not a problem. 2 players without helmets, he could actually cause so much damage here. They're going for a faster play. MSL's one of the great in-game leaders to keep changing pace. And look how deep he's got in towards the side right now. He'll have a chance to take down Forrest, but he's making a lot of noise here.
Forrest, though, gets absolutely ripped apart by Kiabi. Thought he was cleverly positioned to count for the rapid Helen toward Ivy. Didn't consider that the smokes behind him are actually something you can walk through as Kiabi gets res as well. Draken's got to make up for it. 2 versus 2 bomb down toward the E-box. It's manageable. Better position from Volda. Gets behind them, and Draken's now pinched between 2. He's going to reveal his position. Swings out. Goes to these baited out Mertz in doing so. That's quite well read from Draken. He'll position in accordance with the bomb.
He's up against his nemesis, though, Valda, who's been so good so far. Plenty of clutches under his belt in this tournament. Looking to find one more. Draken has to make the 200 IQ play, but he does make noise in those apartments. I don't think Valda can hear him at that distance, though. Have to be a bit close. You have to be right in the pop dog to hear him. Draken's just trying to make any sort of play he can. He goes towards inside, hoping VoD doesn't read this at all. It's actually quite smart. We'll have a look as to where VoD is positioning himself. He has one flashbang. He's actually coming behind Draken. This couldn't have gone any worse for him. So he's going to go in the connector. The second that VoD goes down.
Not even. Oh, the fact that he goes CT, he might even be spotted.
Oh,
he was, yeah. So VoD knows where he is. He'll take the safe plant in accordance with that.
He can't hit the bomb outside now. He won't know if it's inside or outside of Draken. He has no idea. So he's still walking outside. So he's positioned himself in pretty much the worst place he could be, which is CT spawn, where he can't hit the bomb at all. He'll have to save now.
He's got no kit.
Yeah, exactly.
16 HP. Why is he even? Don't tell me he's going to.
Well, the thing is, he might as well look if there's some sort of blunder by VoD, as he's just stood in the open.
Problem is that, as we know, VoD has already known that he was down towards CT, so he's making a lot of noise. VoD is going to be positioned perfectly in by the bomb train. No need to peek. This goes 13 rounds. And NiP, peek at the money. Surprisingly get the kill, fair enough, but again, no kit. Are going to be limited. This will be a 4th round with 4, yeah, they could force maybe, but it's desperate on the CT side with around 3,500 average, I think, with the quick maths.
We'll have a look.
A little less, actually. 3250, 29, 2950. So 3950 for Draken's the only one.
They're not going to force buy this one, but they have got the AK. This one's slipping out of their grasp. It could be another disappointing tournament for NiP going out in the group stages here. They're hoping for more success once Pitta joins and Dennis came in. You've got 2 big changes there. I don't think you can blame it too much on Exist strategies at this point. So many different additions brought in, and Dennis brings a lot of firepower to the squad. Nades outside, don't connect. This is an eco of sorts. Partial buy, we usually call this one. Flashbangs towards Ivy. We'll be up to MSL to peek first. We'll see if he can do what he can here. MSL and Co will slowly dissect the map. Great opening shot. Forest drops like no other, and they'll go towards the backtracks here. Smokes here, and I think they're going towards inside. This is the classic backtrack split. There are CT forces waiting there. They can actually upgrade to rifles. Get gets 1. Is there a chance of a frag? Goodness. Dennis gets 2 of the CZ. This could all fall apart.
Great lineup from Dennis. He'll take it all day. Get a gun for it as well, and inside on the sidewalk, at least AZ's able to refrag it because Draken takes the bomb down. AZ's the last alive. They know where he is. And a flank coming in, I'm not sure that he's going to be ready for. Gets the bomb, certainly not. Rez shuts him down. 10 rounds on IP, and never more needed than now. Fist bumps naturally, but without money, this gives them a chance back into it. They'll carry over 2 weapons, an AWP and an AK, and then distribute the wealth accordingly. This round to break North as well could bring them immediately back into the position in which they actually could win this.
Yeah, absolutely. Good play by Dennis. I think North is overthinking that one. You're against the pistols and 1 AK. No real need for those really intricate strategies that rely on you pincering completely different ends of the map there. Number 24. Flashbangs going in, and this looks like an outside fake. They've thrown smokes, flashbangs towards outer. The smokes are deployed towards the bomb train, and the first couple of tracks there. They need to execute quickly towards inner. They're hoping to pull a rotation back. Draken's still there with the AWP. They're back to that double orb setup. Draken will fall back somewhat, but North are now fully committed towards inner. You'll see the smoke down lower ramp. Get Right still sits on 7 kills, 19 deaths. Still not really turning up in the second half. They need him right now. This is the reset round, and the full commitment comes in.
Smoke down close on connector allows the CTs to funnel their way toward the red train, but Mertz is still finding shots. Get Right found by him. Mertz is elevated. If they want to put a smoke out to try and conceal themselves, he's going to take advantage of it, and he's got Forrest next in his victims list. High school list of who he wants to go after. He's crossing the names off one at a time, but he may not get them all because Voldo wants in on the action. He's going to push forward as Rez is behind the train, playing and flirting with the idea of exchange, but MSL will take advantage of his preoccupation and immediately come over the top and find an easy shot. Dennis in a 1 versus 5. Round goes North's way, and again, a reset for NiP.
Not ideal, is it? Get Right once more. The first player to go down. I can't stress this enough. He really needs to start stepping up there. This is not good enough right now. He can't be the first kill in every single round for them. He was in the open exposed. The orb just comes out and takes him down. He should be in sneakier positions than that. And I'm sure we'll see the initial few kills from Mertz. So where was he? Rotating through connector, jumped up to try and get on the hand railings there. Taken down. It's a lovely shot from Mertz, don't get me wrong, but still giving up on a plate. He's turning out to be one of the most impressive orbers I've seen in this tournament so far. Just on this map alone, of course. I haven't been able to catch their other games, but overall, he's looked fantastic. He finds himself now at 22 kills. as the money is completely gone for NiP. They're going to have to force this, I think. They have indeed. They saved one AWP. That'll be given to Draken, their top fragger so far. The rest of the team will be on M4s, Deagles. Just to note, the M4 is in the hands of Get Right. I'm going to give that to Rez, considering he's got 20 kills so far. Might just be time to swallow your pride.
Yeah, it's not something that isn't out of consideration. But M4 for Get Right nonetheless, needing desperately to get back into this series. 7 for 20, you said it is all behind. I mean, to be fair, it's the young guns leading the way.
Yeah.
22 Draken, 20 Rez, 14, 11, 7.
Oh,
Dennis,
he's gone again.
Forrest,
First kill. That's the rifle gone.
And it's MSL that's going to hit him with the AK-47.
How many times? If anyone's watching, I need the stat of how many times he went down first in this game. It
6
seems
at
unreal.
least. By my count, it could be a lot more than that. It's Dennis as well. It's Easy that's going to control the L position, finding Rez, knows the Draken's still on top of the train, and he drops down, he's blinded, does manage to at least get out and get a shot off the AWP. Mertz is low enough that there's a chance.
Ooh, the shot!
That Forrest can do something with it. Forrest sneaks out and does exactly that. Great shot from Draken. And it's a stolen round from NiP.
Absolutely stolen away. My God, that flick from Draken was naughty. Unbelievably good. There we go. That's what they need. The young guns stepping up there. Forrest with a nice 1D. Draken finds his 25th frag. They will be able to buy again, but at what cost? Still struggling. They do have the Draken AWP, but UMPs are coming out. There's an AK for Forrest. It didn't catch on the ground. It's not as bad as I once thought, but still a lot of danger here. If NiP can win this round, they can still win the map. Lose it, there'll be a map point, and the money will be gone once more. As this is an inside rush, Draken's going to be waiting for them. Nails a shot. And that might send them packing. They probably won't commit to this now. Good adjustment, Draken to the second. Nails that as well. Smokes down the lower ramp. Flashbangs coming in. 5 versus 3. Valda trying to make the call. I think they've been rattled somewhat here. They're going to go for the totem pole drop. Doesn't really find them anything, but there's an opportunity. MSL not ready for Rez's position.
Smoke down. We'll give MSL at least the control of the room. As Rez will back off. Has to do so. 4 outside. 1 inner, and that's because Get Right has the corner. NiP refusing to lose, yet struggling to find ways to win.
The rounds they're winning are not convincing team efforts where everything's going well and the crossfires are on point and they've got an idea and a grasp of the round. It's when someone goes absolutely wild. But this is much better, don't get me wrong. It was Draken who shut it down towards the lower ramp, and Dennis surely gets this kill. Nails it, takes down Valda. Like we said, if they win this round, they're right back in this game. The money will be gone for North, and there's it back on track. So, still a chance here, as we might even see overtime. And now North will have to take the full eco.
Well, we'll see how it transpires, and the fact that I'm impressed NiP's even in this. They've won 2 rounds where they didn't have ideal weaponry, and it's just enough, like I say, to keep them hanging on by a thread. Mertz still leads the way with, actually I say leads the way. Mertz, Valda, and Kerry all have 22 kills. So pistols only, in fact, full Glocks. They'll save everything, and as such, they're just going to rush this over toward B and hope for the best. Get a bomb plant down would be lovely for them at this point in time. They're going to be getting $2,400 into the next round no matter what. Run boost down toward the corner. He gets Get Right, but not before Get Right got MSL. Again, they'll Get Right going down. This time just the pistol. First one down on NiP, but not overall, at least. Dennis to get AZ. Long-range shooting gallery for Dennis, and he will welcome that with open arms. Angle held at the top of the train. Round done. That's all North wanted. They'll get the bomb down. They've done that.
Well, they got the bomb, but is it enough? We'll have a look at their buy going into the next round. They've got 2K per player right now. The third stage loss bonus and that plan. They should be quite healthy here. Mertz might not have everything he needs for a full AWP buy.
Sorry, breaking things. Bottle of water.
And we'll get into round number 28. AK's out on the CT side. 3 of this on a single M4. Double orb set up for Draken and Forrest. And there will be now closing sectors here. North with the lead, 14-13, as they'll take a timeout. Mertz yet to buy. He's working out whether that AWP is worth it. As you can see, $5,100. If he buys it, he's very vulnerable to grenades. He can't be his aggressive self. There's lots of choke points if he gets spammed through smokes. Nades to the face. Will he go for it? I'd say he probably will. Considering his demeanor, from what I can tell right now, he seems to want to get stuck in the orb. There it is, it finally comes out. He can get 2 flashes with it, or a PG-15 in his back pocket, whichever way he's inclined, we'll see. Goes for the smoke, there we go.
Well, that gives them 5 smokes to work with. Mertz, I can understand the justification of buying the op, like you said, his demeanor, but not only that, he's had good success on the weapon. Get right, Dennis and Rez all going through Z connector. Get right's actually going to rotate back to B after throwing out an 8 stack on A main. It's Draken that'll play up close. Ian Forrest spread out on both facets of the map. Flash through, AZ. Didn't quite go around the corner far enough after the pop flash, but they've got the op ready. Draken nails it.
So that's why they buy the orb. They're hoping Draken's in that position once again, but Draken's too fast for him. 5 versus 3. NiP are back in this game well and truly. As 2 kills will go down. Get right gets the sec with AK-47. Finally gets a kill, stays alive. And now recovery mode. This was a decent buy for North, but it's been quickly taken down to almost nothing. MSL now with the AWP. Not known to be an AWPer, but neither are the other two, to be fair. He'll have to do what he can with the weapon as he goes towards main entrance here. Don't expect too much.
Flashes through the smoke. Volta blinded by them, but there's not going to be much action given the amount of obstacles in the way. Volta, he'll push through, and he's going to have good position. Rez staring at it, ready for it, had the jump on the shot, couldn't close it. And it's Volta on 41, but Kiarby that's going to take out Draken instead. He's now tagged down as Kiarby has to drop off the train. Bomb still stuck out toward A main, and NiP are going to get yet another round, 14-14. I am very surprised they've managed to pull this back in the fashion they did, but in their map, win it. So Kiarby gets caught in the open by Get Right.
14-14. NiP might be able to close this one out without overtime. They have all the cards. No money available for North. They have to take a partial buy here. Is NiP home in? I can't believe I'm saying this on map point. It does not feel like their victory so far. You can't argue with the numbers at the top. They've done enough. Double orb set up again for the Ninjas. And we'll see Deagles come out, CZs. It's going to be a rush towards outside. They're going to need some great openings here with the CZs. They'll have the weapon to push through these smokes as Forrest just rattles off orb shots there. And we push back slightly. Dennis waits behind the smoke. MSL got a right-click flash from what I can see. Here he comes. It pops in. Dennis does avoid it. Easy kill in the back of the head of MSL there. And it looks like NiP might have done just enough here. This kill might confirm it. No! 2 versus 2. Mertz on 1 HP.
Draken knows that Volta's out toward the backtracks. That's going to leave him open because he didn't know that Mertz snuck in beside the bomb train. It left him with his back turned. And again, North steal it back.
My God.
And just as we start to praise NiP and say, we can't believe this is their game, yeah, look at that. Volta's pumped. North get map point first. Oh. And NiP does have money left, but they've got the ropes against them now because, unfortunately, again, their map choice, I'm not convinced by it. They are certainly going to be off the mark in this series. I think North could go 2-0 if they end up winning this.
I think it's going overtime still. I feel like NiP will do it just enough there with the double orb setup. We'll see. Draken's been incredibly good. Mertz dropped off the pace a little bit in the second half. See what he can bring out here. 9 kills to his name. Maybe not that much. He got 14 in the first. Round number 30, though. All the rounds have been played. Looking for overtime is the Ninjas in pajamas. As they'll see. They can open things up here. 4 players towards outside. I think it'll be Draken. Yes, once again at that lower round. Seems to be his favorite shot. He can hold that by himself. He can call if anyone crosses towards upper. And indeed find the kills at the lower area. Rez, one of the AIM stars, one of the younger players of NiP. Brought in to bring new ideas and more brawn as well in terms of the firepower. Certainly did that in Oakland. 1 minute remaining. North yet to make their move. Mertz with the AWP. Sliding forward, seeing what's available to him. Smoke towards the left-hand side of Ivy. Molotov deployed to flush out any close-range players. Holding that will be Dennis. That's going to be the first key fight. So we'll flash out. Now to split. Red's completely blind here. He will be wrecked just about. Kiarby, not the cleanest of kills, but they all count. 5 versus 3 as they home in on their map victory here. But Dennis, like we said, is still keeping the dream alive here. Forrest could find the double. He does. Overtime back on the cards here. It's so back and forth as AZ misses a clean kill there. And no one can find the final killing blow. 25 seconds.
AZ knows he's there. He can still see the gun barrel sticking out, but it's instead as always, as he goes to the up close, he looks for it, and he's gonna nail Draken as well, down to just Dennis to save the day. And he has an op, which means he's stuck on the pistol, limited, but he can still deny the plant, gets on top of the train, and he's done it. Surely, no, he's not. AZ just barely catches him as he runs to Z. It had to be a kill, certain finish, and AZ's done just enough.
What a round. That was not clean, it was not pretty, but it will be going in favor of North. NiP can't believe it. They were missing in so many different facets of the map so far, but they kept it together. They took it to round number 30. Some great individual plays from Draken, but it's not enough. Such a horrible feeling when you play like that and can't get over the finish line. You can see it. His hands over his face, it does really say it all. He had such a strong performance here, but North, I have to say, they looked like the better team overall.
Well, they did, but only just. We'll take a break and see if NiP can adjust. 1-0 for North.
Intel Extreme Masters.
All eyes are